Okay, so in this video, I'm going to talk about a certain NBA sports figure, Gilbert Arenas. I'm going to talk about Gilbert Arenas and how some of his takes are some of the worst takes I've ever seen, and how NBA players, even though they played basketball, it doesn't mean they can get informed takes. This video is about the worst takes ever. The worst takes I've seen recently, not ever, recently.
Hey, 2021, I've been a little lazy. 2022, I'm popping out crazy. Joy to the world, joy to the fam. We cook up on Christmas, we going ham. We don't need no Santa, we worship the Lamb. The earth is the Lord, we taking the land. Joy to the world, Jesus was born. He died on the cross, the veil was torn. He rose from the grave, he settled the score. Call on his name, he got blessings.
So look, the Gobert choke was questionable but defensible because Dre was coming to protect Clay. This latest incident left many people scratching their heads. So just, what do y'all think about the situation? And how do you react to this video?
Hey man, listen. I know what Dre doing. He's taking care of these Euros one at a time. You know what I mean, Dre? I can't drink. The media is trying to push these Euros on us, baby, and you choking and slapping them back. I get it, baby. Do your thing.
He only did it to 2.
Yeah, he got about 6, 7 more.
Now first, I'm going to start with the Draymond suspension. Gilbert Arenas, in the video I played before I do my take, is talking about how Draymond Green is fighting back against the Euros and how the media is trying to push the people that come from other countries. Now, first, I'm going to say it's a bad take because one, as a sports figure, you cannot put down people that's not from this country. That's literally not what you're supposed to do. Basketball is basketball. It doesn't matter where they're from, who they are, anything. If they're good at a sport and they're good at a certain thing, they should be able to be pushed by the media. That is an issue that is wrong with the media. The media actually doesn't push some of these best Euro players. They're just now starting to push Luka, but Jokic does not get the love he deserves. He have gotten it now to the media, but he still doesn't get some love he deserves. They deserves. So when you're saying that Draymond is suspending and hurting these Euro players, keep on doing it. That is not a good and informed take if you're a sports figure. What Draymond Green did to Yusuf Nurkic is not acceptable. That deserves a suspension. I don't know about indefinitely, but that deserves a suspension. Just because a player is doing you dirty and he's not from this country, don't get mad at them for being able to play good in America because they're not from here. That's literally not even a correct statement to even make as a sports figure in the NBA. That is a bad take. Just because Jokic and Luka are some of the top 3 best players in this league and they're not from this country, that shows that people overseas are getting better, and that is good for basketball. That's good for the NBA to become more international and have more teams international than just stay in America. That is good for NBA basketball. That is good for other players to come from different countries and be able to play good in America. That is good for the NBA. So you encouraging this Draymond activity and you encouraging it and saying that the media is pushing Euros, even though you're part of the media. That's why I hate when media personnel say the media is pushing certain players, but you're also part of that standard. So if you don't like the fact that media is pushing these other players in other areas, which is insane, then how about you use your platform to push other players? Which, okay, if you want to do that, then okay. But don't say that Draymond needs to hurt these players overseas. That doesn't even make sense. You shouldn't be saying that.
And this is just me, but it is reality. You're 20 turning 21, averaging 10. You're not in my future.
As a GM?
As a GM, you're about to be a 21-year-old rookie. You're so far, I mean, if I'm going to have him as a defensive player, okay, cool. But I mean, if I'm going to make him like a cornerstone, like he is the cornerstone of my future, who's 2021 right now?
Well, I mean, shit. Think about it though. If from what you just said, if he's averaging 10 as a first-year player, that means he's going to do pretty good for
No.
later on.
Nah.
Once he gets used to the.
This next take is just It's just stupid. So you saying that the Pistons rookie Asir Thompson should not be in the future of the Pistons because the way he's averaging his points is stupid. Because one, Gilbert Arenas, I don't know if you know this, but you only averaged 10 or 11 points in your rookie year, and you became an amazing scorer later on in your year. So you not waiting for the development in somebody's rookie season is insane. That's one. Two, Asir Thompson is showing the flashes that we need to see. He's in his rookie season. I'm not going to expect him to average 20, 25 points because we didn't expect that from him anyways. The only players we expected to be good off the bat was Wemby and in Chet because he's in the rookie season. But everybody else, we didn't expect to really have a good season like that. If he averages 15 to 20 points, that is a good season for a rookie. And Asir Thompson is playing some of the best defense I've seen from a rookie. So when you're doing these flashes and you're playing that good, we see that stuff. So I don't know why people are hating. I don't know why he's getting so much hate for this when literally it doesn't matter. When literally you can see the flashes, you can see them playing. So I'm not gonna hate on a certain player for not being a Wemby type player, a Zion type player, a LeBron type player coming straight off the bat and playing. Because most rookies who are known for scoring and most rookies who are good, who became good players now, didn't average 20, 25 points in their rookie season anyways. So I'm not gonna hate on a certain player for not being that good at the rookie season because that's not how it works. We're not gonna hate a certain player for not having a bright future in the rookie season because I don't think Asir Thompson is going to be an amazing first option type of player, but I think he could complement Cade very well going into the future. Even though the Pistons are on a historic losing streak right now, but I think he can still complement Cade going into the future, showing good defensive flashes and good scoring flashes as well. So I'm gonna wait to see what he's gonna do before I make any informed to like that. The season just started. He's still a rookie. Like,
I've always said, like, you know, when you go into the summer and you're trying to improve your skill, you have to really be mindful of who you are, right? So when you mentioned Bane came in as just a straight spot-up shooter, right? And now he's an all-around player. I think sometimes, like, when, you know, I guess they call them casuals don't understand that, like somebody like Klay Thompson, when I said, he never improved to me. Right? You came into as a spot shooter, and even though you have 4 championships, you're still a spot shooter, right? Versus someone who's like, okay, they might need me to do something else, and I need to have that skill set. So to be honest, I never really paid attention to Bane. But just listening to what you said is like, this is the example of what I've always been saying. He comes in as a spot shooter. The next year, he said, all right, I need to do 1-2 pull-up. Next year, like, all right, I'm going to get to the basket. And then this year, he's an all-around player. So now when Ja comes back, this guy who used to be a spot-up shooter is now a whole different engine.
Now, the last take is him saying that Klay did not improve, and he's been a sharpshooter his whole career. Now, yes, Klay has been a sharpshooter his whole career, but him saying he's not improving in other areas is insane because Klay Thompson was a good defender. He improved in his defense and he improved in his shot creation as well. So yes, Klay is a spot shooter now because of the injuries he had, and he's not a good player like he was before. But you saying that Klay never improved in his career is actually insane to say because Klay did improve on his defense. He improved in his shot creation. And also he improved his playmaking as well. His playmaking wasn't as good as it needs to be, but he has to be a good playmaker because he had Curry and Draymond. But Klay was still a decent playmaker. Klay was good in some areas. So you saying that Klay, because he has 4 rings, he came in as a spot-up shooter. Yes, Klay came in as a shooter, but Klay also improved other areas like defense and also shot creation. So just say you didn't watch Klay Thompson play. That's all you gotta say. Just say you didn't watch Klay Thompson play. That's my problem with some of these analysts. They try to use their basketball knowledge of how they played basketball and not use how basketball is played today. Because Gilbert Arenas is a good basketball player. He's an amazing basketball player. And yes, some of his takes are also good. But But when you give these selective bad takes as well, it's because you're using your mindset of basketball instead of just watching the game and giving an informed take. That's how you should analyze basketball. If you're a sports analyst and you're a sports figure, yes, you have the name. Yes, you have the recognition because you're Gilbert Arenas. People are going to watch your stuff because you're Gilbert Arenas, of course. But you should also, even though you are Gilbert Arenas, you should also give an informed take, and you should be able to analyze the game because you're a basketball mind. You should be able to know how the game's supposed to be played and how it's supposed to be ran. But when you're not have an open mind when watching basketball, you're only stuck in your mindset. That's going to cause takes like this, because the Thompson take didn't make sense because you also averaged 2 points in your career. The Klay Thompson take didn't make sense either because Klay Thompson also proved his career. It didn't, like the other take, it just doesn't make sense. You saying that Draymond should be attacking these Euros doesn't make sense either because you're stuck in your mindset of the Americans being the best basketball players. That's my problem with Gilbert Arenas, and that's my problem with some NBA sports figures.